Hey there, beautiful humans, and welcome to a very special summer check-in episode of Beyond Chronic Burnout. If you're new here, welcome, my sparkly friend. I'm Carole Jean Whittington, your host, your guide, and your fellow human navigating burnout recovery, joy, and all things unmasking during menopause as well. And if you're one of our longtime unveilers, I am so glad you're here with me today. Today's episode is going to be a little bit cozier, a little more personal, and filled with updates, invitations, and one very exciting new project I've been keeping under wraps for a while until now. But first, let's talk about that darn bee sting. So, a couple of weeks ago, I was stung by a bee. As you'll know, last episode I shared with you. Not my first time getting stung, but this one knocked me out flat, honestly. I thought I was doing better, really. Then boom. The next day, I couldn't even get out of the stinking bed. And you know what? I listened. I listened to my body. I didn't push. I didn't guilt myself. I didn't try to force productivity. Ooh, that would have been a long time program I've been working through. I just rested. Rested without worry, honestly, and it felt so stinking good. And let me tell you, that one extra day, that reset, it was everything. It really was. It was everything. Because the next morning, I woke up and I actually felt like me again. I felt so much better. And it was such a good reminder. Even when we're doing better, healing is not linear. Rest is not lazy. And sometimes the most productive thing you can do is go completely offline and just be. Which brings me to another curveball from life lately, our pool. And it's not one of like those fancy in-ground gunite or anything like that. No, this is just one of those above ground pools that we got from Sam's. But oh, friends, we had to completely drain it. That's a lot of water. A heavy winter storm had washed away the sand beneath one side, and it was lifting like someone stumbling home from an all-nighter on Bourbon Street. So between the rainstorms here in central Alabama, the bee sting, and a few other unexpected fun plot twists in the life of me, we finally got the pool re-leveled. And just in time for more rain. I mean, seriously, it has done nothing but rain here. Like every day, we finally got a window where we could get the pool leveled, and then poof, it has rained every day since again. But you know what? I am really so ready to float and rest and play and soak in joy when that sun finally peeks out again. Before we get into all the details of CASY Summer Camp, I want to share a little wisdom from my Rose Oracle deck. This is so beautiful. I love this. I got it from Hay House a couple of weeks ago. They had a sale, and it's called the Rose Pocket Oracle, and it's from Rebecca Campbell. And these cards are so beautiful. This is really about tapping into your divine feminine. And I'll tell you, I tend to run more masculine energy. And so for the last year, I've been incorporating, like I shared in my conversation with Kanan a couple weeks ago, I've really been incorporating more of this feminine side to get more harmony within my life. Because let's be honest, y'all know I tend to run on the hot side, right? Not just like discounting perimenopause there. So the card I pulled earlier this afternoon before recording, specifically for this show, was the fertile void. And when I pulled this card, I mean, it's really dark if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify video. It's really beautiful, but it's dark. And I thought, the fertile void, huh? And my friend Randy always says, look at the card, look at the image first before you read what it's guiding you towards or what it's about. But the card, as the bottom says, the fertile void, inner winter, and we're in summer, I know, rest, patience, and potency. And the image is roses above and below, and it's sort of this dark void area, but in the center, there's this golden glow of a seed. Here's what the guidebook says. This is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent golden seeds of a new beginning and the aftermath of an end. We're called to have patience and enter a state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance. To let a part of our lives, or even who we once were, metaphorically die in order to seed, sprout, bud, and bloom again. There's often a letting go, a grief or mourning involved, a death of self or what once was, the ending of things that were once important, relationships, jobs, identities, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor endings to begin again. It's a crucial part of growth, and new isn't possible without it. In the card, you can see the golden seed crackled in the dark, fertile womb of the soil. It's easy to mistake this phase of growth as one where nothing much is happening. But beneath the surface of the winter soil, things have never been more active. Winter is a phase of initiation, renewal, and rebirth. When we're going through a period of inner winter, we experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but this is the most important part of our growth. And it takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. Trust the sureness of the soil. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. The self-inquiry question is, how can you surrender into the great mystery? Perfect as that. This card is about trusting that even when you feel like you're doing nothing, you are becoming. It's about giving yourself permission to not be who you were, let go of what no longer fits, and to open up space for the version of you that's emerging. That's exactly where I am as we embark on this summer. This is my season of gentle transformation. Soft yeses, deep rest, play, laughter, floating, and becoming. So if you're in a season like that too, or you're just starting to maybe recognize it, welcome. You're right on time. It's interesting because I think social norms are that we're supposed to be constantly blooming. We're supposed to be in this constant state of productivity. And there doesn't seem to be intentional rest or pauses. And I think for me, what's really been beautiful is that as we move into June and we're halfway through the month, we're really in the height and we're getting ready to hit, the height of summer here. We think of summer as like the blooming, everything's wintered and the spring is where it's emerged out of the soil and the summer is where it's growing and blooming and thriving, and then the fall is where it begins to pull back. Have those inner seasons as well. And winter can show up in the midst of summer sometimes. And I'm really excited about this particular inner wintering season that I'm in right now because I sensed it coming. And I paused to recognize it, which is something totally new to me, by the way. This is, this self-awareness has really amped up in my life, and it's really been a blessing. But it's definitely still very new. I'm still learning to walk. I'm still, toddling on my feet on this one. but I started to sense it and I paused to check in with myself. And I started to recognize there were really things in my life no longer serving me, that were no longer me. And it became this place that I could say thank you to it, much like Marie Kondo. And oh, she's so magical. Where, when she's going through and cleaning out and purging, which is another thing I'm doing on my break this summer, is sort of that cleaning my environment, that energetic cleaning of my physical space and closets and things. But Marie Kondo always talks about, the things that you really love, but that aren't serving you anymore, that you pause to thank them, to express the gratitude for how they've supported you, how they served you, what they gave you while they were there, and then to release them, to donate them, to throw it away if it really isn't something that can serve another person. And that's something to kind of pause and think about right now, too. What are the things that are no longer serving you? Is there an inner wintering that might be emerging for you as well? And how do you begin? How do you begin to practice and allow space for that seed to really do what it's supposed to do in natural progression? Well, I have an idea. Something I've been working on for a few months now. So let's talk about what I'm so excited to share with you. CASY Summer Camp, your compass to self-care. You've probably heard me mention CASY before. That's Cultural Autism Studies at Yale. And I absolutely adore this group. I love the directors, Dawn and Roger, and everyone in this group is just truly an amazing human. And I was invited to speak there last December, and immediately I just fell in love with the community, and it's rare to feel so welcomed and seen. It really is, or at least it has been for me. So when Dr. Dawn Prince Hughes and Dr. Roger Zhao asked if I'd like to direct their very first summer program focused on self-care, oh, guys, that was like a total easy yes for me. I was like, heck yes, I love that. I want to do this. That's going to be so much fun. So end of this month, this Sunday, actually, and normally in July, I take a break. But instead of taking my usual vacation for July, I decided to co-create something just for you, designed by autistic adults for autistic adults. And let me tell you, it is truly magical. Here's what CASY Summer Camp looks like. It's a 6-week on-demand, pick your own adventure experience. We've got trailblazer talks every week exploring self-care through autistic culture, the norms, the values, the symbols, the rituals of autistic culture. And those are super short. They're 30 minutes or less. They're pre-recorded, so there's no having to navigate your calendar. You just do it when it works for you. You'll get a trail map coloring page. Y'all have had so much fun creating this. A navigator's journal to take you through a deeper step each week based on what you've learned in the talk. And even printable badge pages to track your journey however you choose, because these badges, you've already earned them. You don't have to earn them. They're already yours. You can color them in and you can play with them however you want. Dr. Adam Haslett and I were talking about it, and he's got this really great PB&J segment that y'all are going to love. And he and I were talking about the badges, and it was like, oh my gosh, these are so much fun. He was like, I'm going to cut mine out and put them on a sash like the kid from Up. And I'm like, yes, I was thinking of doing the same thing. I was going to make a little sash and color them in and cut them out. And so however you decide to play with those, post a picture, share in the group. We would love to see your creativity and fun and how you're doing this. There are fun bite-sized activities and deeper dives, so you can do what works for your energy and curiosity level each week. You can choose what you want to do. You can bypass something if it's just not your bag, or maybe you're just not into it that week. That's totally okay. You get to do what you want to do. If you show up for one thing or you do one part, that's okay. You show up halfway through or at the end, no big deal. It's here. It's not going anywhere. It's going to live on the YouTube channel in a playlist, and it's also going to be in the CASY Facebook group, which you are invited to join as well, my friends. And yes, it's totally free. It's absolutely free. I was like, okay, so there's not any funding for this. That's okay. I'm going to do this because my heart says this is what we need. We need this as autistics. And part of that inner wintering and burnout recovery and restoration, so often we're giving these platitudes and this empty self-care suggestions, right? Like take a spa day, unplug, don't commit yourself to so many things. Well, self-care is so much more than that. It's really a different experience, and it is an absolute necessity for us as autistic humans, especially with co-occurring health conditions. That's you too. So this whole adventure this summer is about you finding what works for you from a perspective that's probably going to serve you way better than some empty platitude of self-care. So the campfire kickoff is this Sunday, June 22nd at 4:30 Central Time, and we're going to be meeting on Zoom. You'll meet our amazing trail guides and get a sneak peek into what's ahead. Like, what's the schedule going to look like? What are the topics? Who are the speakers? And you can register at the link in the show notes below. This is not your typical just do yoga kind of self-care program. This is custom built for neurodivergent brains and bodies who want to feel good, feel comfortable, get into our comfort zone without the pressure, without the guilt, without the, oh, I really should be doing this. Cozy, it's creative, it's culturally rooted, and it's yours to explore. So here's what to expect while I'm at summer camp with all of you. We're taking a gentle pause in our regular Wednesday solo episodes until August, but we're still going strong with our social Saturdays and our Things That Really Matter series with my fabulous co-host, Becca Lori Hector, each month. Those conversations are rich, relevant, and full of insight into the everyday experience of autistic women and the professionals who support us. So keep tuning in. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. And if you have a moment and you'd love to give us a 5-star rating and we've earned it, I'd be so grateful if you take a moment to review the show. Give us a star rating, leave a little comment, let us know what you're loving about the show, because that helps other people find us. We've got some powerful new episodes waiting for you and more on the way this fall. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a couple of questions for reflection. We got to do a little water and nourish here. So, what does self-care really mean to you? What does comfort feel like in your body? And what kind of care feels like a yes and not just another should? If you're looking for space to explore that, CASY Summer Camp might be the perfect playground for you this summer. And if you want to connect in real time, our Unveiler Kaleidoscope community meets this Sunday, June 22nd, same day as our CASY kickoff, but this is earlier. It's at 2 p.m. Central Time. This month's topic, movement. It's free, it's supportive, and it's one of my favorite places to just be with you. So what's next for me today? Well, honestly, I've kind of been a bit of a domestic goddess today, if I do say so myself. I have a few more loads of laundry. We're almost out of socks. And then I might finally finish organizing that closet I keep slowly picking at. This is real life, y'all. And real life is allowed to be slow, soft, and stretchy, especially when you're becoming someone new. So wherever you are in your journey, whether it's resting, running, creating, or just breathing through the day, I hope you give yourself permission to explore, to become. I'll see you this Sunday at the campfire or at Unveiler's community or next time on the show. Until then, Be kind to your system and keep unmasking with care. Subscribe, share, and remember, you deserve a life that feels like yours.
Thanks for being here. It's been quite a ride. Energy mastery, let's turn the tide. Top shelf guests, dropping wisdom bombs. Join us next week, where the energy's strong. Beyond Chronic